Hey everyone, this is Chris. Welcome back to the channel. So interest rates are going up. And the question I have for you is, what is the most important thing that you should be doing right now? Take a look at this. This is Federal Chair Jerome Powell. He's going to tell everybody, hey everyone, interest rates are going up. It's going to be happening in December. And the rumor is 50 basis points or 0.5%. And I asked the question again, what's the number one thing that you should be doing when interest rates are going up? Think about it for a moment. I'll show you some more headlines, and I think I want you to put the answer in the comments. You can see here, household debt jumps most since 2008, right? And this is even as credit card rates surge. So basically, people's debt is going up, and interest rates are going to continue to go up, which means that if you're in variable interest rate credit cards, you're going to get killed out there. And I think you probably already know the answer as I'm hinting at it. As interest rates go up, what do you need to be doing? Paying off your debt. This is a very real thing, especially in variable interest rate stuff. And I was looking at this. This is a chart of America's essentially household debt. As you can see, from 2004 to now 2022, it's just going up. And we're seeing a massive spike in this. I've noticed in the last few years. You can see the chart for yourself there. I think with interest rates going up, with the price of food going up, also too, you have energy and rents and mortgages, right? All these things are staying elevated. Things are just expensive, and also too, people are worried about their jobs. So again, pay off your debt. I'm going to keep harping on that, but I think it's an important thing to understand. Also too, going into 2023, you're probably going to hear the word stagflation quite a bit. And if you don't know what that means, you're essentially looking at low or slow growth, high unemployment, and high inflation. And we haven't had the high unemployment yet, but I keep saying I think it's coming. Also too, you're looking at many tech companies that said, you know what, we just can't have so many people on staff. We way overhired. The revenue isn't coming like it was. Like even this example, like Google was saying that the revenue is slowing. And so I think a lot of people's jobs are in danger. So this is sort of why I've been harping you guys about, pay off your debts, make sure your job is secure. Hey, like give your boss a call every day and say, hey, how's everything going? I really like my job, these kind of things. But I know it sounds funny, but this is sort of what you need to do. Is you need to be active role in securing your future. So along with rising interest rates and a slowing economy, there's another problem, an issue that I want to share with you guys. Take a look at this data. This is actually people who are living alone over the age 50. And the reason why this matters, I think it's going to be a social problem going into the future. One of the things that people often ask me, Chris, how do I predict something like an FTX, or how do I predict the market and these kind of things? It's because I'm always looking at data, reading the news, and trying to understand the larger overall picture. And one of the phenomena that I think is going to be happening in the future is we're going to have more and more people who are essentially living alone. This is what this chart shows you, is that this is people over age 50, ones that are living alone, and that number just keeps climbing. Now, why does that matter when we're talking about living alone? Just think of all the things that someone needs when you're living alone if you don't have a partner or you don't have kids to take care of you, right? Think of all the services and the companies that will be part of that. And this is sort of why I always say, like, healthcare companies, these kind of things, are always going to be a need for that. Be it for if you want to get a career in those kind of things, or be it you want to invest in those kind of companies. I was looking at this number as well. This is the amount of people that are essentially married, separated, divorced, never married or widowed, and the percentage of married people is going down, actually, which is really quite interesting. I was thinking about this, and there's any number of explanations for it. But the one thing that really stood out to me, and this is something I just want to share with you, I feel like it's something that we all complain about in the USA, where like everyone's fighting all the time, and we're fighting about politics and just like calling each other evil, these kind of things. And I have a real problem with that. And I think part of it emanates where we've just stopped talking to people who are maybe different than us, and we've stopped trying to understand another person. And I think that you don't have to be married, but one of the things that if you have a successful marriage, and I hope that we do, and I keep trying. I think it's a work in progress with my marriage, but I'm sharing that part of a successful marriage is learning to communicate with another person, right? Communicate about money, communicate about family, communicate about purchasing decisions, any number of things. And another person inherently has different points of view, different thoughts, right? Different ideas. And I'm telling you guys, we disagree quite a bit. That's part of learning to live with another person, is like you disagree, but it's okay, right? You can have different ideas about things, and it's okay. We don't hate each other just because we disagree on what we're going to have for dinner. It's totally fine. One of the things that I think when I'm putting all this stuff together, because people have asked me, Chris, how do you stay young? As you guys know, I'm pushing 50. Is because what I do is I read through all the news, I share this information with you guys, and I'm trying to say, okay, what do I need to do with my life to be healthy, to be better? And so, like, for example, the first thing that I was sharing with you guys is like in a rising interest rate environment, for those of you out there who have like a bunch of, credit cards and debts that are on variable interest, you got to pay that off, right? Also, too, if you're worried about the economy going down, which we're talking about stagflation, think about your job and like how can you talk to your boss about, hey, am I okay, is everything okay? Do I have a job, right? Like you want to just make yourself useful, and also to be active in advancing your career and active in protecting your career. And going back to sort of why I'm bringing up the marriage data and stuff like this is, I think going forward there's going to be a need, and certainly will never die, is you need people who can communicate with other people, right? This is something that you can do if you want to move up in your career, is be able to lead a team of people that are inherently different, and also to be able to lead a team of people who may come from all kind of backgrounds, and you may do it on Zoom, you may not have, never even meet people in person these days. This is sort of the world that we live in. And sort of like when I was looking about all this data together about what's happening in society, the economy, interest rates going up, these kind of things, I just think there's going to be a real need for that. And so sort of like I challenge you, right, to when you go to work is to like understand your coworkers, understand their point of views, and be respectful to them. And one of the things that I think is so important when you have these teams of disparate people come together at work, and I know what work is, man, I really know. It's like, man, I got to get along with all these people, and I don't even like these people, right? But it is figuring out a way to be the sort of cohesion, the glue that makes the team work. And I know, guys, we talk about all kinds of things on this channel, and it's like, Chris, sometimes I just want to hear the news, sometimes I want to hear these things, but sort of why I tell the news the way that I do with you guys is I want you to sort of understand, like, it's not just learning the facts of the news, it's understanding, okay, how does it apply to your life? And so the data that I've been looking at, right, of household debt going up, of people losing their jobs, like we saw that Google is probably going to be firing people, and now I was looking at this data of you have a larger group of people that essentially are living alone and become more and more isolated, and this creates problems both your physical health, your mental health, and sort of why I think we might have a lot of fighting on the internet is because we just have a lot of these people who aren't necessarily used to getting along with others. And so that is a skill that I think is important to develop, and just think about for yourself, and how do you develop a skill learning to get along with someone else. I think the first step is just trying to understand another person's point of view, and not like just immediately jumping down their throat and just like disagreeing with them and telling them that they're stupid and this kind of stuff. It's just like try to understand. And so that's sort of why I try my best to set the tone on this channel and this community. And I've been really, what's the right word to say, just been really delighted that we have a lot of new people come to the channel. And I hope you guys understand why I put this kind of videos out there, because I think it's great to have all of these new people come in, and we're talking about careers, the economy, jobs, relationships, all these kind of things. And I hope these things are super helpful for you guys. I'm trying my best. And so I hope this talk was useful and sort of like illustrating the kind of skills and things that I believe that you should be doing right now. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on this subject as well. Thank you for your time, and I'll catch you in the next video.